What's up, YouTube? John Backhat here with another knife review. Sorry, I got excited. What do we got here? We got TRM, Three Rivers, Mass. And you know what? They're about an hour from me. And I am so excited that there is a company in Massachusetts that builds amazing quality knives and builds such great knives. I mean, this is the Neutron 2. I used to own an Atom. I know, I say used to. I was stupid and sold it. But that's a different story for a different day. This thing is a slicey machine, and even based off the TRM Atom I had, it was these things are absolute dream. We're going to talk about the good and the bad. And like in my bad version of bad, like I've said in other videos, is not something that is, oh, I don't like it, so it's bad. My version of bad is, hey, this is something that could piss someone off, or something that somebody couldn't like, and is something that is a fact, not something that is opinion based. I am not endorsed by TRM, even though I am in Massachusetts. They are a wicked awesome company. So let's get some size comparisons. So the Neutron, you got about a 4-inch handle with a 3-inch blade, 20 CV, very thin, very slicey. It comes out of the box razor sharp, and I mean razor sharp. Awesome Three Rivers Mass logo. TRM USA 20 CV. This one is a textured G10, which is actually really nice. It almost feels like a cross between G10 and, dare I say, a micarta type feel almost, or a resin type, feel, because it's got enough grip there. This is one of their newer G10 backspacer models, so I will get into how much I actually like that, and actually over my Atom, how much I appreciate that. Also, the pocket clip. I will talk about the good and the bad with the pocket clip. But right now, we got the TRM Atom right there. Let's compare it to the Benchmade bug out, because a lot of people have bug outs or have seen a bug out. Obviously, the blade's a little bit smaller. Handle is actually a little bit bigger, almost, it looks like. So compared to the bug out, let's compare it to a Sharpie, because everyone knows roughly how big a Sharpie is. So if we fold it up, obviously, about the handle of a Sharpie. Let's see, against the Native 5 by Spyderco. And personally speaking, there's a lot of similarities in feel between these. This is a little more ergonomic. This is a little more neutral. We'll get into that. But you have, give or take, a 3-inch blade, but you definitely have more cutting edge on the TRM. But not bad by any means. Let's see. We'll do the Wisakashi. It's a little bit bigger. So you got handles are, give or take, similar size. Blades, believe it or not, are similar size, except for the Wii is just slightly bit bigger at being a 3 1/4. Any other knives that I want to compare it to that maybe people have seen? I could do the ProTech Malibu that we had in the last video. As you can see, the handle is a little bit smaller, blade's a little bit larger, but that's no big deal. We can go over other things in a bit. So let's talk about, why is my light is freaking out on me. I am sorry. So what do we have here? We have a 20 CV blade. We have full titanium liners. I don't know if you could see that. They're actually full liners made of titanium. Now, I know Mr. Ben with your lander, I apologize. I know everyone gets cool because he's got this fast change swap system, but TRM's been doing that a little bit longer than than they have. I'm sorry, Mr. Ben. So TRM, obviously you take off these two screws, take off this screw, obviously got to take off the pocket clip. There is a screw underneath there, and it takes off the whole entire scale without touching the titanium liners in it. Now, the old Atom that I used to have actually had 3 backspacers in it, 3 individual backspacers, kind of like how the Bug Out is. They had 3 of these, and I'm not gonna lie, I had to take it apart once to clean it, and it was not easy to get it back together. But that has changed. Now they have this G10 backspacer, which makes life so much easier. So that is already a benefit right there. I love the G10 backspacer on it. The other thing is this still has the older style thumb studs, which can feel a little sharp. I'm not going to lie, but they offer these cool O-rings, but they are doing a newer thumb stud that I am excited to try out and interested in trying. But with the O-ring, I have no issue. Even without the O-ring, it's not too bad. It's just a little, if you're like me and you work or you have kids or something happens and you cut your thumb or your finger and then all of a sudden you have to push on something, it can hurt. It's just happens. And it's not the end of the world, but yes, I've had, actually recently I slit open my thumb. You won't be able to see it because it's pretty much healed. But, working certain knives and having to push on a certain way on certain knives actually did hurt. But that's not negative against TRM. That's just something that can be aware of, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. You have a liner lock. It is titanium, which personally I am more of a fan of liner locks than frame locks. Reason being is that when you hold it to open it, you're not influencing that lock at all. You're not pushing on that lock. Yeah, I could push on these G10 scales. There's no flex at all. So I'm not pushing on this lock by any means. It's got great lockup. And I personally think liner locks are actually really great. I know some people think they're not as strong, but it's a titanium frame. It's a titanium liner lock. I highly doubt it's going to bust or break. Hardware on it. We got our little trusty thing. So to take off the scales, I believe it's a T6. Yep, T6. The clip is also a T6, and is it T8 for the, let me see. Where is my T8? Oh, did I screw up my T6 and my T8? Yep, I did. My T8's supposed to be over here. That's why I had them out of order. Let's see. Yeah, T8. Well, actually felt a little loose. Could I put it in a T10? Let me try. Oh, it's a T10. My apologies. I was wrong about that. That's a T15. It's a T10. Yeah, it's a T10 in the pivot. Okay, so that is something that is nice. You got a T10 pivot. Now, what's cool is, obviously, you can adjust the pivot without having to take off the scales. You could take off the scales without screwing up the pivot. Both awesome. Like I said, extremely nice slicey blade. I actually kind of like the Neutron a little bit better in a way over the Atom. I feel like it fits in my hand better. Although I do kind of like how the Atom was very comfortable in the hand, but this, I like knives that kind of just fit in my hand, and then I don't have to think about it too much. As you can see, I wear a extra large hand, or I have an extra large hand. So for me, no issue holding the knife, no issue maneuvering the knife at all. Let's talk about the one. So the one, I guess, and I say semi negative is the thumb studs, which one, you can change it with the O-ring, and two, they're coming out the new style thumb studs. So I'm not even going to put that as a real negative right now. The other negative I had with the Atom was the backspacer, but that has changed with the G10, and I actually really like that. The third negative is the clip. Now, I don't want to rag on them on the clip, but it's just, one, it is very, there's a lot of gap here. A lot of gap here. And to bring in the bug out, which is, it's not saying it has the best clip ever, but you see how much gap that has versus the bug out. You know what I mean? The other thing I have an issue with is how much lip you get here. You got so much here, and then you got this right here. It makes it a little bit harder to go in and out of the jeans. There's amazing retention on it. I have no problem with the retention. Let's see. How does it look in the pocket? I mean, that is about my favorite type of deep carry, where you still got a little bit hanging out the top. But the only negative on this entire knife possibly is this clip. And that's because, one, there's so much gap here that when you're holding it, it doesn't, I mean, I haven't really cut too much with it. I've cut some stuff with it, but nothing aggressive. When I had my Atom, I was going through cardboard like nothing, and the clip never created a hot spot, but the clip was a little bit different than this one, but it was similar where there was so much gap there. I guess that's okay because the screws aren't recessed and the clip itself isn't recessed. So, having a little extra gap to make up for that, I guess is okay. But, I mean, I've been told you can actually take a Benchmade clip and put it on here. There's other options. Don't let the clip sway you, because if you can get the chance to get a TRM and you get a chance to pick up either the Atom, Neutron, or any of their other models, I would in a heartbeat do it. I mean, the clip is something that's like, okay, it's it's a little, it is what it is, but it's not the end of the world. It's such a great knife. I know they have some titanium scales now, but I kind of like the lightness with the G10. Plus, there's enough titanium in there where I'm not worried about it. There's no flexing. There's no back to back, up and down, nothing. This thing's a rock solid knife. I mean, 3-inch blade, about 4-inch handle, feels great, great ergonomics. Right now, you can get them at some places like I believe you can get them at REC. Maybe there's a few others. I know I've seen them at REC, but just go to TRM's website, TRM Knives. Just go right to their website. They'll have all their options there. You can buy their scales. You can buy naked models, they call them, where they don't come with scales. Yeah, TRM Neutron 2 with the G10 backspacer. Excellent in my opinion. Don't sleep on these knives. If you've been interested in trying one, I mean, they're absolutely great. I mean, look how thin that blade stock is, even compared to the bug out. I mean, because the bug out, in my opinion, has, that's the whole point of the bug out, was it's supposed to be thin and slicey, and I mean, it's right there. There's very little difference. Full nice flat grind, I mean, the thumb studs really aren't in the way of your cutting at all. It's a great knife. TRM Neutron 2. Win in my book. Go check it out. Go get one. Take care, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have a TRM. Let me know what you think. Let me know down below if you actually want me to talk with them and see, and I can't guarantee anything, but see if I could possibly do a shop tour for them. I think that would be really cool if maybe we could try to work something up. So let me know down below, and I will talk to you guys later.